What's up, everyone? It's the Burly Bantha, and today I want to hit you guys with some tales from retail. So before I went back on YouTube and Twitch, and I got my actual big boy job, you had to. I was in college. I had to work. I had to take a little part time. Just to get the money going. And the place I worked at was for my school's bookstore. Now, sometimes bookstores are they're either owned by the school or like a place like Barnes and Noble comes through, and then like they'll lease out a space from through the school, and then they handle everything. They'll handle transactions. Like the school doesn't have to worry about it. They just gotta supply them with like designs and stuff. So most of the time, when these things happen, they go and they hire people, and it's for minimum wage. Like it's really nothing crazy. The job itself starts off as seasonal, and then you could get into part time. So I was originally a seasonal employee. We're just there for that initial rush of people that just back to school. They gotta get their textbooks. Like if you've been to college, you'll see that line. That line goes out the door. It's fucking insane. I'd hate being on that line, but luckily, majority of the time I've been in school, I guess I worked there, so I didn't have to worry about that much. We kind of just take our stuff to the front, get a discount, and keep it going. But I worked in textbooks. So that job was just, books come in, we place them on the shelf. It's the beginning of the day, school's in session. Okay, someone's like, hey, I need to find, I don't know, the Odyssey. Oh, okay, cool, that's in the English section, let's get it. Or, sometimes it wouldn't be that clear. I've had my fair share of people just hand me their schedule. Like, not even look at me or say anything, they just hand me their schedule, and I'm on the clock. So, fuck it. All right, let's go find your books. So that's happened a couple times. It's not the coolest, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes people are assholes, but it's retail. You get what you get, you know what I mean? People are going to be fucking dickheads regardless. But yeah, so that's what it was like at Textbooks. It was a real easy job. Sometimes you'd have to, like, send stuff out to other Barnes & Noble education locations. What's the actual thing for it? Yeah, it's Barnes & Noble education. All right. Yeah, so you'd have to just go send stuff out, and, like, it wasn't that bad. I was doing that job for about 2 weeks, and then they let people go. I stood on, and I ended up going to be a cashier. Now, that is the shit, all right? Let me fucking tell you. Super nice job. Not that hard. Fucking people come up, they pay, you give them a bag, keep it going. Super easy job. Like, I liked it. Out of my whole time at Barnes & Noble, I really appreciated being a cashier more than I appreciated working in textbooks, because I also got to interact with more people. So as weird as that may sound, like you're in textbooks, you're helping people, but as a cashier, it's interesting. It's interesting to see what people tell their cashiers. We had, our regulars, so there would be this guy that he'd always pick up a rock star and, like, I think some M&Ms or something like that. But, like, we knew each other, you know what I mean? I don't even think we knew each other's name. But, hey, same time, same place, every couple days, we knew each other. And those were the cool ones. You sometimes had issues with people being know-it-alls. So, like, one time, and this shit was stupid. But this guy buys a bag of chips, and I scan it, and he hands me the bill straight up. He hands me like a dollar bill or whatever the fuck the price of the chips were. And I'm looking at him like, this isn't enough, like, there's tax. And he's like, oh no, chips don't get taxed. And I'm like, all right, well, they get taxed on here. So I'm not gonna short myself. Look, man, I need to make my money. Wasn't gonna get fired because your fucking chips don't get taxed, believe. Do they get taxed? I don't know. I think I've been to a fucking store and I gotten taxed with chips, so go fuck yourself. But regardless, yeah, so like you deal with people like that. Like this one time someone came in and we were in the student union, so there was an M&T ATM right outside of the bookstore. And this girl, like, she doesn't get her money from it, so she comes inside and she's like, I want to talk to your manager. And I'm like, okay, what's up? Like, it was dead. Maybe I could have handled the situation, whatever. So I'm like, yeah, what's up? Like, what's going on? She was like, oh, that ATM out there took my money. And I'm like, okay, if you look at the ATM, it says M&T, so that's not us. We don't own that ATM. Like, you'd have to call the number on the side. We don't deal with that. This person was adamant on speaking to my manager about this. So I explained it to them. And I'm like, all right, you know what? Look, go over there. You can meet my manager, talk to them, tell them whatever. They're going to give you the same answer. But go ahead. Be my guest. So they go over, right? They come out. They leave. Manager comes over, and I'm like, yeah. She asks her about the ATM, right? She's like, yeah. I'm like, well, obviously, I told her that that's not our thing. And she's like, yeah, that's what I told her as well. She wasn't I guess she just was. That wasn't the answer she was looking for. I don't know what fucking answer she was looking for. She honestly could have just went to go fuck herself because I didn't know what the fuck they wanted me to do. But yeah, that's how it was. At you deal with like a wider array of people being up front at the cash registers, but when you're in the back, you just deal with when you're at textbooks, like you deal with your coworkers a lot more, which is cool because it's good to like know your coworkers and stuff. But like people, they become friends, and something about textbooks was that like everyone was very, very cliquey. It was weird. I didn't really focus too much time on trying to get into the clique. That's not me personally. So I didn't really care. Anyways, I was up front in the registers. So when it came to the second semester, they put me back at textbooks. And I'm like, okay, like that sucks. But whatever, because like I don't know, they're having like a hiring issue. And they just needed more people to show up. So they really stocked the front with like new people, but the textbooks were all like the people who've been working there for a while. And then that's when I got to know my coworkers better, and they were pretty cool. Cool people. Like I said, very cliquey though, and I eventually got to know them and things were going well. But then one time, and this is what made me like leave the company, right? I fucking left because I wasn't going to deal with this shit. Well, more or less I got fired. But what happened was I did everything I had to do, right? Like I'm near the textbook pickup desk and it's basically empty. And I'm just there, someone comes in, okay, oh, you have a book to pick up? All right, let me go grab it. Boom, bam, boom. Easy. One of my friends comes in and we're just talking, right? We haven't seen each other in a while. So we're just talking. Like I said, the store is DED. Dead. And we're talking, bullshitting. If anyone comes through, I'm going to attend to them first. Because like I said, I'm working. So that's what I was doing. Occasionally I'd go and like check the aisles to make sure, no one's like trying to steal something, I guess. Although the security's shit, so don't worry about that. But yeah, so I'm talking to this friend and, fuck it. Like it's real empty. I'm not being called for anything. And then all of a sudden, the manager, she comes over. Now the thing about this manager is she's a manager through her like husband. So her husband's the manager of another place. So she's the manager at my old college's bookstore. It was just like, I don't know, like one of them. Okay, so the original textbook manager went away for maternity leave. So then that manager, like the general manager, she took her place. But I've never really seen her work, or if she did, she maybe did little things. But I'll tell you guys why I think she didn't work in a little bit. But yeah, so she basically like comes over and she's like screaming basically. She's telling my friend like, I don't pay Burley. It's not my real name, but that's a placeholder for this case. I don't pay Burley $12 an hour to just sit and talk. Like you gotta go. He has a job he has to do, whatever. She's just screaming at him. I'm like, what the fuck? Like it was dead. Like it was dead. It was quiet. I was doing everything I had to. I don't know. Maybe she just, I feel like she didn't like her job. And I'll tell you why. So ever since the textbook manager went on maternity leave, the general manager had to take her place, right? And she spent her whole time complaining, just saying like, oh, they're doing this wrong, etc., etc. Like they're spending more time complaining than they're doing anything. And cool. Whatever. Like I'm here to just get paid. I don't care much about like how you feel about stuff. But I noticed that her husband started to come from the college that he worked at, and he would go to the bookstore and he would do the work for her. Kind of made me think maybe she doesn't know what she's doing. So I'm like, okay. So you don't know what you're doing, and then you're trying to fucking scream at me. So I finished I wanted my money, so I finished my fucking shift, right? Whatever. And after that, I didn't show up. Now, I didn't say I quit. Okay? They were going to terminate me. I wasn't going to fucking quit on my own. But, I didn't show back up. They terminated me, whatever. That's the story about Barnes & Noble. It is a good place to work at if you're in college because, you get all, like, these textbook discounts and stuff. But overall, it's all based on the people you work with because I was working with some people that they graduated college already. Like, they weren't even in college anymore. They were out for a couple of years and they were still working there. And that made me want to leave because I was just thinking, like, hey, you got your degrees. I know finding a job isn't easy, trust me. But you're still working at this bookstore, and it looks like you guys do this for like a social thing more than it is to actually work. But whatever. I wasn't there to judge. I was there to get a paycheck. So if you're in college, get a job at your bookstore. All right, it's not a bad gig. Trust me, the discounts are pretty fucking sick. Like, D&D books cost what, like $40? I was getting them for like 25. So that by itself was like, that made it worth it. And I'm an avid reader, so the book discount, if I'm not mistaken, was like 25 or 20% off. It's really fucking good. Plus a textbook discount. Come on, let's keep it going. So yeah, that's my story. I worked at my school's Barnes & Noble. Ended up just fucking leaving because fuck that shit. Like I wasn't dealing with that shit. But yeah, I have some more stuff I guess I could say. They had some sleazy practices. I could tell you guys a little bit more about the security side if that's what you're into. But yeah, man. So that was me working at Barnes & Noble. As always, guys, if you made it this far, I really appreciate it. We just hit 20 followers on Twitch yesterday. I was streaming Stream Racers, and next thing you know, people were playing, people were following, et cetera, et cetera. So we hit 20 followers on Twitch. Big fucking whoop. I didn't mean to say that bad. It is a big fucking whoop. I'm fucking excited for it. Just a little tired. It's the morning. But yeah. So, streaming Monday, Wednesday, Friday on Twitch. Upload the commentaries here. Let me know what you guys want to hear about. Because that's the thing. I want to know what you guys want. I want to cater to you guys. I want to entertain you. But yeah, you made it this far. If you're not subscribed, you might as well. Hit that like button too. Puts us up in the algorithm. Makes me bigger. Get more content I could put out. It's an asymbiotic relationship. Let's all contribute to it. Till next time, guys. I love you. This is the Burly Bantha, and I'm out.